Welcome back, kings and queens. It's your boy Hoggy, and welcome to A.L.O.N.E, the podcast where we always live outside normal expectations. I want to talk about something big. Might be controversial, but I've been thinking about some shit, and I feel like feminism created two epidemics: the fuckboy with all his feminine energy, and this super masculine, energized modern woman. Um, we prescribe to so many things, not understanding the results that's coming in the long run. It's all about what's now. Like, yes, we're supposed to live in the present, but aren't we supposed to keep planning for a better future? And let me explain my ideology behind it because I believe that the fight for independence and equality got so bad that women don't think they need men at all. To the point like a lot of women will say they would go get inseminated and just raise a kid by themselves. No, not even a thought of having that other partner with them because they're so checked out. Or they're so like men won't treat us the same and give us the equality we want. And I can fit into the feminist thing because I want y'all to have the things that y'all want, but y'all don't understand what it comes with it. Like Pearlie Judge Pearlie, I think it is, said something before. She said it seems like feminism, feminism is rights without responsibilities. And I'll talk about that a whole nother time. But I just want to talk about how I feel the epidemic is. So they think they don't need men at all. Like if we don't just erase us from the planet and we'll be better. It's kind of like the concept I get from a lot of these modern women. And excuse me, they even gone to the point of telling men how to be men that men don't want to stick around. They don't want to be told that they're not sticking up to something that they had to grow and be and prove their value to be. To have a woman just tear that down, like it's hard to kind of stick around that. So it created this massive epidemic of single family homes. You see what I'm saying? So now we got a lot of people, especially in the urban communities, in the highly populated areas, with people raising their kids by themselves. And social media is a lot to blame because it gives so many options. It lets women get bigger heads than they really need, like than they deserve. Some of these women have so many people in their DMs that it's hard for them to stick down and say they want so much from the one that they get because they have so many offers, not knowing what comes with them offers. Then you get like the high value guy or the guy that makes $1 million a year, but he got multiple bitches and you don't like that. But this is what you search for, not knowing what it comes with. Anyway, I was raised by a single parent. Like my situation wasn't sweet. Like I understood why my mom didn't just have men come in my life and this and that because my dad had died when I was 9. So situation's different. He wasn't like an absent dad. He came and got me. I seen how he was. He came and took me bowling. You know what I mean? So the first time, matter of fact, the first time he's ever told me he couldn't take me bowling, he actually passed away right after that. See what I'm saying? So it's not like I had a bad dad. I didn't, he didn't get a chance to raise me. And my mom didn't give another man an opportunity to raise me. And no other man, like an uncle or something like that, stepped up to do it. It wasn't their job. I don't blame anybody for anything. It wasn't their job. But I'm just putting in perspective of how she played a different role than she would have had to play if there was a man in the thing. So she always told me not to trust women. She always told me that women were deceiving and they would lie to you. Get a DNA test, Jesse, even if she told you she was a virgin. I don't care what kind of evidence she had, always back yourself up against these women. So growing up, all you would think I would have this like, okay, I'm extra vigilant about the women I'm around. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? I had an aunt that helped raise me. That was the other half of parenting you could say I had. But she had a whole household of people, of kids and people she was raising too. So I saw all these single parent homes, but I saw the dynamic that went along with it. Like My aunt had so many against her because she was a single parent in the house. There were people trying to help, but the dynamic of the kids as they got teenagers and more reckless, it made it harder for them to discipline. And that made me think, like, if there was a man structurally in the house from the beginning, he would have had that respect for them. They would have had that discipline already in them. You know what I'm saying? If my mom, like, I was reckless. Like, me and my mom got into it. You know what I'm saying? Even though my mom was I will knock you out if you play with me, I still had an attitude because she was still a woman. And at some point, what she could do to me wasn't harmful enough for me to stop my attitude. Like a man would have probably been able to put it on me enough to be like, oh shit, nigga, all right, I'm gonna calm down. So, um, I seen even as a child how her happiness and her temperament was different because I saw a lot of times she was down about having to do it by herself, and we struggled. We struggled. Like I had to help around the house as a child. You know what I mean? So seeing that in my mom made me want to be a better man. She always made me tough because she knew the world was tough on men, and a lot of single mothers do that. They're like tough on their sons because they know the world ain't gonna give them no breaks. When they get inside that courtroom, they not gonna give them no sympathy. Definitely for a black man, you know what I'm saying? And they kind of and they're not. And I don't want to say all single mothers are tough. I actually want to say mine just happen to be tough because a lot of single mothers I see are soft on their sons. They want them not, and that's because they know how tough the world is against them. They want to be there to kind of be like, no, you're okay. This is the man you are. You have time to become a better man because a man always has time to build their value. And now they're harder on their daughters because they don't want them to have to depend on a man based off the pain that they had to go through being a single parent. So it's the dynamic is so fucked up now, and it's just so messed up because like yes we can do it as single parents, we could do it as single parents, but it's not meant to go that way. It's not meant for us to do this alone. It's meant for us to have both that masculine and feminine energy in the household. There has to be a hierarchy. Y'all don't understand, like, anyway, um, single moms, they're soft on their sons because the world is tough on them. But they're tough on their girls because they know what they get end up going through if they depend on a man. Because they felt so much pain from trying to either depend on a man or giving a man their trust and loyalty. You see what I mean? So it's like, no, you can do it by yourself, girl. Don't worry about him. Go out here and get your own money. Cause if they don't step up today, then that's their fault. You know what I mean? And then I am a single father. I am a single father, so I understand the dynamics of being a single father. I raised one of my sons. I've had him for over a decade. He's a teenager now, but I understand that I'm tough. I'm a guy. I'm a disciplinarian. I'm damn near a drill sergeant, but I'm not super strict. But I do have. I want to. You know what I'm saying? Bang and instill certain values in them toughly because nobody. Because I know what it's like not to have them values. I know what it's like to go and have to bump your head and figure out literally everything. Now I'm not giving them the road to life, and I don't sit here and say like, oh, you can do this and that. I'm tough on them. I'm extra tough. But what that caused them to do is kind of come into themselves, and I don't think they kind of reach out and say certain things because they don't want to seem weak. And if there was a mother, then I think he would have more of that ability to express, to learn how to be emotional. You know what I mean? More because I'm I'm emotional, but I don't like cry and stuff like that. So I don't think they understand that they are allowed to do that, and that I won't judge them for that because I am who I am, and this is all they've had to see of me. Because I've always had to work hard, work long hours, be the man of the house, take care of everything. So, like, I think what they missed was that feminine energy to kind of help them with their emotions. You know what I mean? I can help them with the the way the world treats you side, but a woman can help them with the nurturing yourself side, getting better at being who you are. You know what I mean? So like it's and then I don't know the dynamic from single dad perspective of having a daughter, but what I do see is men are tough on boys but soft on girls. But they're tough on their girls in a way of like, don't be weak because they don't want them to become victims. You see what I'm saying? And then they also don't want them to become stupid and just have any old guy in their life either. So a lot of men will overcompensate the type of man that they are to their daughters and make it that the and it should be. I feel like you should be the man. If you have a daughter, you should be the man. You should treat your daughter as you would want her husband to treat her, emotionally and spiritually. You know what I mean? Like, don't you know what I mean? I mean, if that makes sense to most people, like I don't know how to explain it for real. But cause I don't have daughters, but I imagine if I did, I would want to treat her the way I would want her to understand men. Cause I don't. I know there's a lot of bad men out here, but I wouldn't want her to be superficial and be judgy and stuff like that. So it's a lot of different dynamics with having a single parent and this whole equality and independence, which is a contradiction in itself. Because one minute you're saying we want our independence, and then the next minute we want equality. Well, independence means you want to be different. You want to stand out. Equality, you want to be the same. So pick a side. You understand what I'm saying? Pick a side because more reality is it's more of a algebra equation: x plus y divided by 675, whatever, is really the reality of a connection between two people. You know what I mean? You can't like equality. You want like because most of the feminists pick what they want to be equal on, but scream we want total equality. It's only to me it seems like you want equality where it fits you. Because if we in the house and something happen, I gotta protect the house. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you have to protect the house, you will get rid of me. Because I am not useless if I can't protect. Definitely in a society where you feel like you can provide for yourself. You feel like you can raise these kids by yourself. You understand? And as a man, because the independence is so strong and women are telling us that you can do it independently, we like, fuck it, go ahead and do it then. Now we still want to be involved with our kids, and the people that's married, they kind of stay married because the courts get involved and all of that extra shit, and you can lose all your shit. But if you're not married, the men that's not married, that the women are putting them through a lot of shit and not trying to be understanding. And on this, I could do it by myself. I hate being with a girl and she can always tell me, I don't need you, I want you. Then tell me for what? Because if I'm only here to fight off motherfucking bad guys, you make me just a security guard. So I'm just here, the security guard dildo. You see what I'm saying? So all that screaming independence and equality, like remember, when you're in a relationship with somebody, there it shouldn't be 17. Like you shouldn't be taking the whole cake of the relationship and splitting it in pieces and saying we need to split this in half. We need to split this in half. There's a whole lot of work that goes in the relationship. Y'all gotta leverage it out. Cause somebody gonna be better at one thing than everything. Like, okay, if you're the better cook and you say we both work and stuff like that, but that's fine. We out of house. It's a lot to take care of this house than just cooking. But if everything that gets broke, I can get in there and fix it and you can't. Am I supposed to require you to speak equality and you learn how to fix stuff too? No. I allow you to have that. I do what I'm supposed to do. I get the yard work done. You know what I'm saying? I take out the trash. This it's certain stuff that men do around the house that women don't never have to touch. But it's certain stuff that women have to touch that a man has to be a part of. Like they always want to say like, why don't you cook more? Okay, for most situations, if y'all sharing equally the workload, then yes, you should be cooking more. But if the workload ain't ain't the same, then somebody asking for more than what they willing to give. I just think I'm getting into a little ramble session, and I just wanted to put that out there. That was today's session was about how all this equality and independence is messing up households. I really, and being a single dad, I see it. I know it. Like I've lived it. Being from a single mom, I've seen it. I've lived it. I know it. So it's not a matter of my basic opinion or I just want to be out here be controversial. I really think that the more separation we get in our communities as men and women, as husband and wife, as feminine and masculine energies, the worse it's really gonna get. It's gonna get so bad that there's not gonna be any children. Like we're having less and less babies. Where do you think that's coming from? Where do you think that's happening from? We need to get this shit together. And to end this off, I do want to get into something. Uh, we got to start advocating togetherness, understanding. You know what I mean? And we are different for a reason. We are here to complement each other, not to stand side by side holding the same weapon, doing the same moves. If I'm going up, you go down. If you go up, I go down. Like it's just we're supposed to always be working together. But I don't not want to take away the fuckery of the men. And I've been trying to watch my language, but I gotta say this. Men need to step the fuck up. A lot of these women are mentally fucked up because they put trust in men. Yes, they decided it was their decision to pick these men, but some of these girls are riders. They will say like, okay, I picked him, so we're gonna weather the storm. We're gonna do this and we're gonna get it. And they fuck around and it doesn't work out. Now they out in the world trying to put that same trust back into the world again, and it's hard. It's hard for them to kind of take the next man and say like, oh, you're gonna either your values are gonna grow or you're gonna be this person. That's why I think we come to this point where they're requiring us to come with all of this stuff. They want this man to already be there because at least if you got it now, they can benefit from it now to know that you can later on get it and then leave. Because there's been a lot of that in the history that a lot of these women had to see. Becoming, you know what I'm saying, single parents, working 2, 3 jobs. It's like, you got to understand, the children watch this. It becomes a attitude towards relationship that they build. You know what I mean? And you saying like, a lot of people say like, well, this is your fault, decisions, this, like that. If all you ever seen people do was eat rice and eat fish, would you ever want to find any other thing else? If all you ever seen was that. Remember, people go through their life learning and going through experiences that give them the perspective that they have. They didn't wake up one day and say, this is the person I chose. It was a reason. Like, I did very bad in relationships because in my life, I didn't see them. Plain and simple. My mom didn't have another man. My aunt was married but separated. Had other aunts and uncles that was married or whatever that, but I didn't see them hardly at all, except for on holidays. And a lot of times, that's just always good times. So I had friends and family. I had other friends that had both of their parents, but I wasn't living in their house to see the dynamics. So I didn't know what weathering a storm meant. I didn't know what it meant when even two people are together and they go through hard times and sticking around for that hard times and the reasons behind sticking around. It was the social media in the world today is so easy to be like, well, shit, there's a million bitches out there, so shit, if she ain't acting right, I can find one that do. And that may be true. But we're not supposed to literally live our life saying that forever. We have to get smarter, learn our lessons, and start picking smartly. Even us guys, stop wanting to put your dick in everything. I am one to talk because of my baby moms and all of that, but I had to bump my head like to figure this out. Like, stop thinking that is where your value comes from. Yes, women want a man. They usually want a man who gets bitches. I don't know what the concept of that is. That's the thing. But that don't mean you gotta stick your dick in all of the bitches. You know what I'm saying? But don't be out here just every weekend you trying to have a one night stand. Come on, man. We all gotta be smarter with our energy. You know what I mean? And you can see in the world how this has affected all of us. How we don't think about the energy put out. We think about the fun from it. We thinking like, hey, I'm about to get my, you know what I'm saying, get my nut off. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that's all it's about right now. And girls is just as ruthless as guys now. So I just think all of this is just getting way too out of hand. These F boys is fucking up the game for the people who do care, who really don't like be on the, you know what I'm saying, bullshit, who don't, who want the the connection, who want. My cousin just got married this past weekend. Congratulations, cuz. And I always tell people who get married. My niece got married a little while ago, and I say like, man, that's beautiful. When you really feel like you found that person, like that's a beautiful thing. But people are so skeptical about the long term, like, oh, 10 years, but down the line, they can, man, if we stop doing that and realize, like, we just fight the battles we have today, we would get through a lot more things. Um, these broken title niggas who think, like, they sitting up under their girl, taking care of the thing, play the bitch then. Play the bitch. Stop. My thing is this. If you can live that way, you can go ahead and have your life and sit on the couch while your bitch make all the money and she paying all the bills. But play the bitch. Wear an apron. Get a motherfucking cap on your head. Start cooking all the meals. Sweeping out the floors. Cause ain't that the role you would want her to play if you was paying all the bills? So now that the role reversed, play the bitch. And I say that because I'm not a man that I feel like a man should be sitting letting a girl take care of them. I just don't. Like, you need a valid reason, and there's not many valid reasons when you look around and it's disabled people figuring it out. It's mentally disabled people figuring it out. It's people who don't even have all of their limbs figuring it out. I pay for all my own stuff, got all of these kids. I got 6 kids. I pay child support for all of them. Even the one that stay with me, I still pay back support. But I still manage to have my own house, 2 cars. So you can't give me the excuses. Stop being lazy and showing these women that there's, because when they see this and then they got friends that got this and this, that's why a lot of you women are emotionally attached to a lot of the things y'all see, because y'all think it's the grand scheme because it's so concentrated around you. When you're in the inner city, you're concentrated around everything. You know what I mean? Niggas is sensitive to gunshots. Why? Because we hear them all the time. Because it's in our environment. You know what I mean? So, and women, stop allowing when I say a man would do anything you allow him to do. Definitely a man who doesn't have any power. Because that's how he asserts his power, by doing what he wants to do. You know what I mean? So if you set boundaries for these men, they're either gonna step up. 9 times out of 10, we would want to step up because we don't want the word out there that we ain't shit for real. Some people don't care, but I do care about my perspective or how I'm perceived to the world. Like, I don't want to leave the legacy of being some, like, basically a waste of space. I didn't try to, you know what I'm saying, be the best person I could be. You get one life. Why not? You can fail at the shit you don't like. Why not do the shit you like? You know what I mean? So, men, start stepping up and be men. You want to claim, I'm the man of this house, but what do you do manly besides pump your chest out? What do you do manly besides maybe you might can fix a car, you might be able to beat up a couple of niggas or something, you might be able to, you know what I'm saying, like get other bitches, a whole bunch of bitches on the side so you got your ego up. Like, I just say this. Men, it's your job to create your value. And when these women treat you like you ain't valuable, look at yourself and ask yourself, are you being valuable? Are you being the man that you grew up to be? Because a lot of y'all, hey, maybe your mind was so soft that you just feel like women should take care of you. And that's part of the everything I'll talk about. So stop sitting on your asses and thinking y'all supposed to be king for no goddamn reason at all. For no reason at all, just for having a slanging some dick around. Best believe she can go some places to get some dick. She got enough. She got a dick catalog in her phone. She probably can go through and get some dick, and one of them bitches will probably be better than yours. And then what that say? See, if she can take care of herself, not deal with your headache of being a fuck nigga and taking care of you and get some good dick. That's why we got the women out here basically with all this masculine energy. Like shit, give me the dick, nigga. I'm gonna be about my business. So anyway, that'll be it. I'm done ranting. I'm done talking my shit. Let me know what y'all think. How y'all feel about the feminist movement? How y'all feel about how the single family homes are being the epidemic of single family homes and how it's portrayed, how it's worked out for us. You know what I mean? So, like, let me know from your perspective how you feel this independence and equality has worked out for us, especially us in the black community. Thanks again for tuning in to the channel. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And man, I'm gonna be back again. Thank you again for listening to your boy Hoggy. And I'm out.